What up, guys? So, I get this question asked quite a bit of how much does it really cost to start a Christmas light business? How much money do I need to be able to start and have a successful Christmas light business? And so that's what I want to talk to you about today of some of the costs that are involved in it for the safety side of things, material side of things, tools that we need, all of that awesome stuff. But before I get into this, I just wanted to let you know that this was brought to you by ChristmasLights.io. So if you need any Christmas lights, make sure you go check out ChristmasLights.io. You can get all the stuff you need to make your house look beautiful. So let's start off of some things that we need to have a successful Christmas light business. And so the very first thing I'm going to hit on is some marketing. You got to have some money in marketing. Otherwise, it does us no good to go buy all the other stuff that I'm going to say on here shortly. So you have to have some marketing stuff, and this is some stuff from, a lot of times I'll tell people just go buy 100 yard signs. Go find a way to get marketing. Yard signs, boots on the ground marketing. Some other methods of getting jobs are, AdWords and that kind of stuff. And so, if we can put $2,000 to $3,000 up to $5,000 in a Christmas light season in marketing, we could have a one heck of a Christmas light business. And so when I say all this stuff, I'm not talking a lot of money for everything. And so that is the beautiful thing about Christmas lights. You don't need $20,000, $30,000 to be able to have a successful Christmas light business. We can start with a very minimum Christmas light budget. And even if we just do signs, if we put out 200, 300, 400 signs, could make us a lot of money at the end of the day. And so the next thing is obviously we need ladders. So I would recommend you can either do a 28 or 32. I would almost tell you to go ahead and do the 32-foot ladder just because it's not much heavier, but that extra 4 feet could get you into certain places that other one couldn't. And if you need a 40-foot ladder, you can go rent one as many times as you're going to need it. A 40-foot ladder isn't that expensive, $400 to $600, but they're heavy, they're hot, they're big. You can't manhandle them by yourself unless you got some big guns, and it will kill you if you're not careful. And so a 40-footer is something that I would recommend. That's something that you can go rent if you need it. Some other things I would really highly recommend it is the safety side of things. Get you the goat, get you some cougar paws. The cougar paws are, $200 or like $180, $200. The goat is anywhere from about $400 to $600. The Ridge Pro, you can do that way too. It's in that $400 to $600 range. And so there's different ways to be able to get up on the roof and be safe. And so that is some stuff that we need to have. So that way we are being safe and we are not doing stupid stuff and falling off. Because it doesn't matter. I was talking to another guy, and it's exciting because right now people are buying Christmas lights. People are buying Christmas lights like crazy. I've heard several big jobs get closed around here, around other people, and people are thinking about Christmas lights right now. And so that is awesome. I've heard several, I know Fred Zimmerman up in Indianapolis, he's already installed like 40 or 50 installs. And so makes me exciting because that means people are buying Christmas lights. And so that is the awesome thing about Christmas lights is when people are buying like that, that actually helps. Sometimes people will be like, there's just too much competition, or you just don't know how to get jobs is what it comes down to. I would rather be in a place that has competition versus you're having to go out there and educate people, because I know he's in another area that they don't really have a lot of Christmas lights out, and they don't even know that the Christmas lights involved. And then we're doing a different type of marketing. Then we're really having to push, let people know, do stuff for whatever, so that way we can get our name out and do that. And yes, this is a high dollar service. yes, you're going to get told no. Yes, you're going to say you're crazy expensive. But you know what? That's why we got to keep turning and keep digging and trying to find those rocks that will pay so that way we will be able to do it. So that's kind of our safety side of things and our marketing side of things. We do need insurance because the last thing is we want to do is burn a house down. So, you know, insurance shouldn't be too expensive. If you already have a policy, a lot of times they can just add the rider to um, that policy, and it usually doesn't cost much more after that. And so that's the beautiful thing about insurance. And other than that, I mean, for a couple grand, you can really get into doing Christmas lights. You don't need to go buy a lot of material. You can go out there and buy, you know, about $1,500 to $2,500 in material, and that's going to do you anywhere from about 5 to 10 jobs. And so, you know, we're not talking a lot of money that, you know, even on the marketing side, you know, you can buy signs now and you can buy a little bit of AdWords now, but by the time you're really going to start buying AdWords is going to be in November, and that is when you're really going to want to put the gas down on to do the Christmas lights and to be able to go out there and hammer that kind of thing. And so that's where we want to look at it in so much. And they are a lot of fun. I love doing Christmas lights. Christmas lights are a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see them up, and at nighttime, I love going around looking at Christmas lights. I think it's a lot of fun. I love looking at beautiful houses with Christmas lights. And so Christmas lights is a great way to grow a business, to add extra money to your current business, or if you want to just add money to the wintertime, it is a great business to be able to go and make houses look beautiful. I mean, look at this reef here. Look how cool that looks. You know, I was doing some shooting the other day on reefs, and so that's where what it is. More fun than cleaning concrete. Yes, way more fun than cleaning concrete. Especially where you live at, because you don't have to worry about that white stuff other than the sand. You know, when it snows on the roof, it gets cold. Christmas lights aren't so fun then, especially the further north you get up. Then that means you're doing a lot of laddering, and that can be a pain in the neck sometimes. And not that it can't be done, but laddering is not always a fun thing to do. So again, if you all have any questions on stuff that you might need, anything like that, just please put them in the comment and we'll get answering to them. But again, it's, you know, anywhere you could really start a Christmas light business on a shoestring budget. If you have the ladder, that kind of thing, you could start making money anywhere from, you know, 1,500 to 2 grand and make money. Jason, I'm signed up for Saturday and Sunday in Raleigh, North Carolina. Are you going to send out an itinerary and what time it starts and be there? Yes, I will try to do that tomorrow morning. I will try to do that tomorrow morning. And the itinerary on Saturday may be both days might actually be longer than I planned. And if you have to leave early, that'll be fine. It's just the fact of we got a lot of it. We're going to be covering a lot more information than I normally do. And so that's going to be the beauty of this class is you're going to get a ton of information. We're going to go over stuff that normally I don't go over, lift training and all that good stuff. And so I'll go in detail on that, things that we need to check, all that kind of stuff. And then, we're going to go over gutter cleaning the first day and how to make a business out of that and be successful. I normally don't do that. So there's going to be a lot of information thrown at you. Plus, we're still going to get to do the in-person training, so you will get to do the hands-on, and you will be able to do the pressure washing. And so that is what we want to be able to do at the end of the day to make sure you be able to get all that information in. What's your Christmas lights? .io is the website. Can you do a video on how to wrap different types of palm trees? No, I can, but I can't here. You just wrap them like a normal base tree. Obviously, you don't want to wrap them like all the way up the leaves. Otherwise, I'm sure you have seen the trees that do not look very good when they're wrapped out all the way out. Otherwise, you will get pictures taken and it's not for a good reason. So that is that. But they look like, I'm not even going to say what they look like. But yes, that is something that you can definitely, you're just going to do them like a normal tree wrap at the base all the way up. And then you're going to, do them 4-finger wide and then go all the way to the top with them that way is what you're going to do. You're just going to branch wrap the whole thing as a single wrap at that point. And so that's what we do with palm trees. So christmaslights.io. Do the C9 bulbs you sell have the SMDs? Yes, they do. They're very bright. They are super bright, and they're millions, so they'll last you forever. You'll get 3 to 5 years out of them easy, no problem at all. They look amazing, and they just last. I mean, that's just any of the LEDs really last now. They don't, it ain't like the old incandescents. The old incandescents, you drop them and they were toast. They were broken. And so that's the awesome thing about that. Yep, excited. I'm excited. I will be leaving here on Wednesday to go down that way, and I'm gonna stop at a couple people, I think, and see if I can talk and meet people. I love meeting people, and so I'm gonna do that. But if you're interested in training, you can go here to Christmas Lights, or this is my christmaslights.io. I added a bunch of stuff yesterday to it, and I was supposed to do a bunch of stuff today to it, and things happen. And if you want to go find the training, you can go to this one, or you can go to christmaslightshelp.com/in-person training, and then you can find the in-training. And if you go to in-training, right here is the Raleigh Christmas Lights training. I do have a special for 2 people and 1 person, and the whole weekend. I got all kinds of stuff here. It's kind of crazy, so it's all kind of stuff there. Video on handrails and staircases. We don't do that many. We only did the handrails. That's not hard. You just do it with Garland, but I hate Garland. Garland sucks. Good Garland is expensive, and it's just tough to do it and make it look right. The biggest thing is you got to buy good Garland for it to look right. Otherwise, it looks like crap if you're using crappy Garland. And so that's the issue with that kind of thing. So you just got to find good Garland and make sure that the Garland, good Garland's going to cost you anywhere from $50 to $60 for a 9-foot section. It's expensive. It's crazy how expensive it is. And that's not even the cost of you charging it out. That's just the cost of what Garland cost. What's the name of your podcast? Had a hard time when I was looking for it. If you go to, let me see here. I think that'd be easier to go this way. If you go to, if you go to the in-person training, pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training, and then you can either go to, I believe you can go to blog, and that will get you to some of them here. And there's the podcast. Or you can come up here, and I need to make it a simpler way to do it, but I haven't done it yet, and hit kingofpressurewash.com/podcast, and that will take you to the podcast. That'll take you to the and this is all my podcast out. And then if you click one of these, this is the Apple to take you to Apple Podcast to be able to subscribe to it and all that kind of stuff. And if you all would, I really appreciate some 5-star reviews. I've gotten 6, looks like. If I've helped you out, if I've changed your life, go give me a 5-star review. I read all of them, and that way I would appreciate it. So where can I buy the Christmas lights? Are they expensive? You can go right here to if I can find it here. You can go right here to christmaslights.io, and they are what they are. I believe, right here, the C9s. I want bulbs. $397 for 500 sun warm white, and so that's what they cost. Reason why the C7s are more is you're getting twice as much. There's 1,000 of those. These come in packs of 500. But again, so go check out the podcast. I'm trying to get stuff. If you go to kingofpressurewash.blog, you can find the individual ones. I'm kind of doing that. I'm trying something for some SEO side of things. It's a lot of work. I was supposed to do a lot of that today, and my phone had been blowing up with some things going on, and so I didn't get nothing done. Which ones do you prefer? I prefer the C9s. The C9s look a lot better. The price isn't that much difference from C9 to C7, and the C9s just look way more amazing. The C7s kind of are like the poor man version of professional Christmas lights. And so that's just, not to say that it's bad. It's just, that is what it is. Sorry I'm late. Give me a rundown of the stuff you already went over, please. So I just kind of went over the pricing of things, of how much stuff costs to get into business. Pressure washing, you can be pretty much, but again, marketing is very important in this. Whether you're doing signs, if I was starting a business, my brother may be starting a business up in Iowa, and if he does, I am probably going to do some videos on how to start from scratch, start from nothing. Literally, he has nothing other than a truck, and so he's going to have to go buy some ladders. I'm going to probably let him use my goat, and even maybe my cougar paws. And so those are some things that you do need. The goat, you're looking at, I think it's like $500 or $600 for the goat. The cougar paws are $180 to $200 for cougar paws. And then some other things you need is obviously lights. You could be anywhere from the starting package. You're going to be about, let's just say $2,500 just for enough lights to do 5 to 10 houses, 5 to 8 houses, and that is going to get you 5 to 8 houses. I was talking to a guy that this is his second year full time. And so I asked him what his average was last year, and his average was $1,700 per job. So if you take $1,700 per job and times that by 5, it's not too shabby money. And so that is definitely what it is. What is the website again? Right here, christmaslights.io. Not .com, but .io. So that's going to be your light cost. And then the other thing you have is all that kind of stuff. I got most of everything you have on your website. Where do you get your reefs? I put reefs on there. That's one place to get reefs. They're not cheap. If you in my membership, that's my other secret place I get reefs. If you're nice enough to me, I might tell you tonight what it is. Let me see if I can find it here, because I actually looked them up and they actually have them on sale. The reefs I got are the one reef is really nice, but they're expensive. They're not, so I'm gonna give you another place to get reefs. Logan Majors, you're pretty nice to me. I don't know if you are or not, but I'm gonna give you a bonus right here. This is just for you. Don't tell everybody this. Like I say, I have them on my website. but this is another place you can get reefs. So where I get reefs, this is one of them right here. It is some special place. It's called Sam's Clubs. These right here, these 60-inch reefs, they're 160 bucks a piece. They actually kind of look ugly this year. I don't really care for either one of them. Normally they don't. Normally they don't have this crap in them. They normally look like the reef that I have up here. But Sam's Clubs actually has them out. They're 160 bucks. That's pretty cheap. You're not going to find them any cheaper than that. The reef here, this reef looks a lot better. It has bulbs on it it just looks a lot better. I don't like them reefs that every year they have a different reef. So every year they change them. And so that's what I do for 60-inch reefs. This year I'm kind of not impressed with them. Normally I love them just because they look good during the daytime and nighttime. But this year they're just kind of blah. But again, they usually bring them out every year, and this year I'm not really crazy about them. But it is what it is. Like I said, I think they kind of look ugly myself this year. So if I was doing it, I don't know what I would do. I know the reefs on my site aren't cheap, but that's because I'm not getting them cheap either. In time we pay because I'm paying shipping. That's why they're at that cost. The shipping cost is eating me alive on them. Sam's not paying shipping, or they're doing free plus shipping. So that's getting a lot of my cost up for these stupid things. The reefs that I have, the metal on the back is a lot heavier, and so the nicer two of the reefs that I have on there, it has a lot more on there. Supplying COVID, we are. Bill's getting my guy that I'm getting stuff is selling out pretty fast. He's already waiting on lights to come from his containers to keep coming in, and so like the minis aren't getting shipped out till the 24th or 25th, and that's just because he's already sold out that many. And so you really need to get on there and make sure that you are getting the lights and getting them bought. Otherwise, like I say, stuff is getting sold pretty quickly right now. And so I do think that this year will be a great year to start Christmas light business with all the COVID and stuff. Originally, I didn't know what was going to be. I didn't know how crazy it would be. I didn't know if we'd be able to get anything from China. That hasn't been the issue. Well, now the other issue, I was talking to another guy that he buys all his stuff from China. And the issue they're having is they decided to take a holiday this week. And so they're trying to shut down this whole week. And so that's going to throw things off. Would you suggest working for someone in the holiday before starting a business? Before starting a bit in business, I did my house last year and now doing my neighbors and friends' house this year. Honestly, this is what I would tell you right here. This right there, in-person training. You come to my training and I teach you everything I know how to do $500,000 in Christmas lights. We did it last year, and I teach you everything we do and how we grew to $500,000. The person that's going to be actually helping me host this training, he's going to do over $250,000 this year. So both of us are going to bring our knowledge together. I already have all my stuff that I've always done, but he does a lot to how he grew his business to where his $250,000 is what I teach. And so, and a lot of it comes down to making sure you know how to charge. That is probably the number one thing that will make a Christmas light business go out of business and not be profitable. It don't matter if you make $300,000, but if you only made $100 profit, it does you no good. And so that is the beauty of Christmas lights. I was talking to a guy last night, and he's like, "Man, around here in Cincinnati, you're lucky to get $4 or $6. I said, "Dude, you're crazy." I said, "There's a company that I just sold that is last year was at $8 a foot. $8 a foot. Every bulb, $8, $16, $24, $32. You see where I'm going with that? $8 a foot. And so it can be done. You got to remember that you are not your customer, and you have to find the people that are willing to pay. And you say, well, Jason, how do I know who's willing to pay? Well, that's why you got to do marketing. That's why you got to put yard signs up. That's why you got to do Google Ads. That's why you got to do LinkedIn. That's why you got to do all these different things, and you will get business at the end of the day. My business is a fertilizer and weed control on Long Island in spring and summer, and want to help keep employees. And there is plenty of money in Long Island, plenty of money in Long Island. And what I would, if I was you, I would double down this year, and this is why I would double down with you this year, because I have friends that are in Long Island that they're already starting to get business. And the thing about it is, since COVID hit, he said everybody has left the city and are out on the island. So guess what? That means a lot of people are sitting home with money that can go and pay for this stuff. And so that's why I would double down on Long Island and make sure I was hitting that hard. I would love to come back to Long Island, but I don't know about right now with COVID, and them New Yorkers are pretty crazy right now with COVID crap. But I would go see my friends up at the Santa Claus or Santa's Christmas tree place. That was pretty cool. They were pretty cool people. There's no money in Florida. Again, there is money in Florida. You got to find the people that you want as your customers. People don't always buy the $99 guy. A lot of times they're like, is he going to deliver? Is he going to answer the phone? Is he going to show up? Is he going to do this? You know, when people ask to get stuff done, just do it and you'll get business. I just did it. I just did a, I just invested over $3,000 in Christmas lights and equipment for Christmas lights and working on marketing now. Getting brochures made. What else do I need? I would do signs and I would do AdWords and I would push it hard. Where you at again, Logan? I know you're down south somewhere. But yeah, that's what I would push hard, dude. I would push them signs and I would push the signs and I would push the AdWords. I would probably spend $2,000 to $3,000 just in AdWords in the rest of October and November. Also, you're north of me. You're north of me. Okay. Insurance. You should be able to call your insurance agent and add it as a rider to your current policy. If you go to Matt Zinzer, I know he can do insurance in that area. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/insurance, you can find out he can get you a quote there for sure. So I would definitely do that. But yeah, that's exactly what. Signs. I love signs. Put them in the right places and your phone will ring. He didn't say that. I said that because it's true. Put them in the right places and your phone will ring. $300 worth of signs can make you a lot of money. A lot of money. And so I would definitely go check that out. But again, Christmas lights, I love doing it. I gotta start making some videos on Christmas lights. I've been bad about it. I've been bad about editing. Editing has been my killer lately. I'm trying to find a good editor. So if anybody knows a good editor, send them my way, please. I would appreciate that very much. definitely. And this is who I was talking about, that his average job was $1,700. And this is his, that was his second year of Christmas lights. And so if you're going to want to learn more about Christmas lights and his story, check that out at 9 o'clock, because he's going to be live at, he's going to be live on my Christmas on pressure washing and talking about how he got started with Christmas lights. And it's going to be his whole story on Christmas lights. And so this year he's going to kill it even more. He's going to do 250 and how to get your average ticket up and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking of making a big sign on my trailer and just toting it around town. Put some Christmas lights on it too at night. And, when you got to eat, park it out there with all the lights on it and with a wreath on it or something. And that way it'll get seen and stuff, is what I would do. Yep, we doubled down on signs. The more, the cheaper. That's what I would do, Logan. I would go out there and put some lights on it. You can get the magnet lights. You're going to pay. You can either get the light, you can either get the wire with the magnets, or you can get the wire with the little clips that go on the magnet. And you can get them off Amazon fairly cheap. I believe you can get them for really cheap. They're not that expensive. They're cheaper doing it that way than they are doing it the actual wire way. And both of them work pretty well, and they hold pretty good to metal. So that way you can magnet them on there. But again, Christmas lights, they're money making fools. And a lot of times this was another question I get asked: am I going to make money my first year doing it? Well, if you charge right, yes, you will make money. And if you are smart, the second and third year, it's like a bankroll. It's just like going to the ATM and the ATM broke and it just keeps throwing you out hundreds. It really is. It's stupid profitable after you get the first year in and you figure out how to bid and you figure out who your customers are and you get more of your customers. It really is pretty crazy of how expensive, how much money this is to do that. You're going to do more than 250 working on a 6-figure quote. Seriously. Now, them kind of jobs are nice. And here's the thing. If you come to the in-person training, the job we're doing, I'm actually going to be with Donovan. This is Donovan here. We're doing a $15,000 Christmas tree job for an HOA. So the job, the trees that you're going to learn on is a $15,000 Christmas light job. So that's the beauty of coming to this training. So definitely don't miss out on this. I'm not joking on this stuff, guys. This is something that will help you. Donovan it is October 17th and 18th. 17th and 18th. So it's next weekend. It's Saturday and Sunday. And so it is really and truly, the 16th is the pressure washing, or the 17th is pressure washing, Sunday is Christmas light. So if you don't want the Christmas or pressure washing, you can come down Saturday and then go back on Sunday. But again, it is crazy to think that the job we're going to be doing is a $15,000 job. And this job's got some different tree wraps. So he's got different way that we're wrapping trees. It's just not the normal easy wraps. He's kind of went crazy and did different tree wraps. And so you're going to get to see all the different tree wraps at the end of this job to be able to say, and if you stick around for that night, or we'll get pictures for you so you'll see what the work that you did. At the end of the day, that really, hey Jason, what you doing this weekend? What am I doing this weekend? Soccer games. Soccer games, and my daughter's hurt, and that even makes it worse. She got a broken finger, and she can't even play out on the field. So we got to go to soccer games because we're teaching her that, being a team And so being a teammate means you go when you got broke your finger. And so we're teaching her that. And it sucks for us because it's an hour away. And so, or it sucks for me because it's an hour away. So that is what happens. And so also, if you come to the in-person training, you will get to meet Crazy Bill TV if he comes. Um, he's my brother, and he said he's gonna probably ride down with me. So, what up, Dan? Dan's vlogs in the house, folks. Dan's vlog. But again, it is something that you don't want to miss. And I know this is the only training I'm having, and I'm not, unless somebody does a one-on-one training with me, that's the only way that I will be doing another Christmas site training. But again, it is definitely something that is worth the money, and it's worth every dime you pay. You know, I go over stuff that a lot of times I don't go over in here just because, or even in my pressure washing videos, just because it's stuff that I know that gets you to the next level. And that's where I go. I want you all to be successful. I want you to get to the next level. I want you to be able to do everything. I was going to say I have 4 extra 2-day tickets if you want them to bring you. I know Cody asked me and I wanted to go, and I was 100% ready to go. And my wife was like, I asked my kid, and she's like, I want to go soccer, and that she wanted to do that too, but my wife was more pushing toward the other thing. So I was like, sorry, I wanted to go, but she didn't. Billy's coming. Jason trainings are absolutely great. If you haven't been, you should sign up. Thanks for that offer, Logan. I really do appreciate that a lot. I really do appreciate that. What is the best day to use EDDM? So I would probably start now, and I would probably, so I actually have a client I talked to that he's up in Long Island, and I was talking to them the other day. Not the Christmas tree guy, Eddie, another guy that came to my training in last year, and he was saying that he was trying to get. He started sending them out right now, and he sends them out 3 times between now and sends out 3 cards to the same people between now and Thanksgiving, the week before Thanksgiving. And so that is definitely something that you want to look at. And that is definitely something that I would do. And you don't send them out. If I did EDDM, I wouldn't just send them to every neighborhood. I would handpick. I would go into Melissa data and I would find the really good neighborhoods. The neighborhoods, you know, for us, so for us in Cincinnati, a $300,000 house is a pretty nice freaking house. That's kind of like those people that got money. For other people, I understand $300,000 out west. $300,000 is a shack, maybe not even a shack, maybe just the property. So when I'm talking price range, make sure you understand that your area may be different than my area. So I would focus on any houses that would be 350 and up. Those are the neighborhoods that I would be hitting, because the people below that aren't going to buy Christmas lights. The people below that are going to be the ones calling you up saying, how much of those Christmas lights cost? And you say, my minimum is $600. Our average ticket is $1,000. They're going to go, what? I would never pay that. Yeah, you're right. You're not my customer. That's why we're looking for the $350,000 houses and up. And so that's what we want to look for that. Oh, thank you, Logan. I appreciate that. How much should I charge Christina's dad to do lights on his house? He doesn't do Google reviews. Well, that might be a good training house to get some bonus points. I don't know. That's the only thing I can tell you. Bonus points with the old wifey. How much is that worth? Usually the family discount. So whenever I did start a Christmas lights every year, my house and my mom's house got done every year because those were the 2 training houses. that's where I would take all my guys and say, all right, this is the 2 training houses. Everybody that's never done it, guess what? We're going to learn how to do Christmas lights. And I did all my trees one year because I had a lot of employees going into that year. And so I wanted to make sure they all knew how to do trees. So I had 10 or 15 trees that they all got to wrap and to make sure that they were doing them right and everything. So Christmas lights, it does take some time to figure out how to do it right and how to get quick. It is a technique. It's a lot like pressure washing. Or anything. Once you know how to do it, you will get quick at it. So if you don't know how to do it, then, it just takes time. It comes down to working the pole. I know I make fun of this a lot, but you can work the pole or you can use the pole and get the lights up really fast. On a 30-foot tree, I can have lights on it in 30 to 45 minutes, and that's me moving and getting it done. Your first time, you'll be 2 hours, and it'll look like crap because you just don't know how to get them up there. You don't know how to make sure that it happens fast, and you're making sure that it's getting up and putting up right, and it looks right. That's the issue. You can see, I don't think I have any trees in that one. I don't think I have any trees in any of these here. Nope, I don't. This tree here, but it wasn't lights. But again, it is something that you can definitely get it done fast, or it can take you forever. But again, Christmas lights are a lot of fun. Show the pole. I don't have a pole in here. Actually, I do. It's over there. Mr. Longarm. Mr. Longarm is your friend. Mr. Longarm can work your tail off, or you can work it tail off. And so Mr. Longarm is definitely a way you want to make sure that you can do that to get them up there and to be able to get those lights in those high trees. And like I say, you can do a 30-foot tree from the ground. The pole is 24 foot long, plus if you're a 6-foot person, you can hold the pole up 7 foot. So you can get them up no problem over a 30-foot tree. 31 foot tree is what you can do. If you get higher than that, then obviously, that is what it is. Thanks for the super chat. It just says, oh, thanks for the super chat, dude. Appreciate that. Dan the man. Dan's you should be getting something in the mail before long. Dan's wife is pregnant, and they're on there having their second kid. And so that's pretty awesome. So my wife sent you something the other day. So I told her to send you something. She loves spending money, and I told her that your wife was pregnant, and she's like, well, we'll send him something. So you have something on the way coming up your way, dude. But again, go check out christmaslights.io if you need any Christmas lights. Also, if you want to learn how to do Christmas lights, you can go check out christmaslightshelp.com/free. You get the first 30 days free, and then it's $49 a month after that. Also, this is right here, the in-person training. You will learn a ton. Yeah, Marky and I thank you guys very much. No problem, guys. So, hopefully everything goes good with her. We want healthy, successful kids. So, I just got off the phone. I just got off the phone with an HOA. $10,000 over the phone. First call. It can be done, guys. I'm not just saying it to say it. A lot of people, I know it can be done. I've seen it being done. I've done it. I've helped other people do it. It can be done. You can do it. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can do it. You can do this, guys. Is it easy? Not always. But can it be done? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. You can do it. You have to go out there and do some work? Yes. Do you got to go out and put signs out? Yes. Do you got to go out there and talk to people? Yes. Do you got to go out there and learn things that you don't know what you're doing? Yes. But can it be done? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. It can be done. I love this. 10 grand. Bam. Working on a six-figure thing. This is his second year full-time doing Christmas lights. His first year, he just started dabbling in it to kind of learn how to do it. 3 years in Christmas lights, 2 full-time, and going to do well over 250. He might hit $500,000 in Christmas lights. People with Mercedes, BMWs, Audis, Hummers. If those are in the driveway, it might be your customer. If it's super long paver driveway with cars, then they are not your customers. There are 15 Christmas light service providers in this city alone, and probably more than that you just don't know of. Rather, that is landscapers, handyman, all the other things. So he's in a very saturated market. Being in a very saturated market is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing because people know that there's Christmas lights that they can pay to have put up. And everybody wants to live like they're Joneses. So when somebody starts putting up their Christmas lights, everybody wants their Christmas lights put up. And so it's not a bad thing to have competition. Like I say, it's actually harder if you live in a city that doesn't have competition because people don't know about your service. I used to wear my sweatshirt all the time, and on the back it says, "We hang Christmas lights." And I would get asked a lot, "You mean you come and hang my Christmas lights?" I'd be like, "No, man, we don't come and hang your Christmas lights, but we will hang Christmas lights for you as a service." Really? Really? Give me a call. 10-4, give me your number, and we'll give you a call. So like Logan Major was saying, put your trailer out there, all that kind of stuff. It works. It really does work. I guarantee it works. I know it works. I've done it several years. Been doing it since 2014. 2019, the Christmas light Cincinnati did over $500,000 in Christmas lights. That's $500,000 in Christmas lights with about 10 to 12 people working to get it done. It can be done. I promise you, it can be done. And you can do it. Even if you don't have all those people, you can do $100,000 in Christmas light. Connorsville, Indiana. You can do $100,000 in Christmas lights by yourself. You and maybe one helper. If you have 2 helpers, it would help. But you can do $100,000 with two people. It can be done. Now, is that going to be done at $4 a foot? No, it's not. I'm sorry to tell you, but you got to charge. You got to charge. You have to charge. If you don't charge, it does you no good. And so, tell the story about the tip. That's this house right here. This house here was a $3,600 job. It was a couple reefs all the way around the whole house. It was 2 or 3 trees. No, it was actually more than that. It was 2 trees up front and 6 trees in the very back. My brother Billy and I went, and we actually had to finish it up on a Sunday for some reason. We were doing it on a Sunday because when you get busy, it gets busy. And so $3,600. They gave us $200 a tip each. So $3,600 wasn't enough. They wanted to give us a $400 tip, $200 each. So it can be done. You got to charge. You got to find the customers that are willing to pay, not the ones that are tight and want to hold on to their money. I thought it couldn't be done with pressure washing. I was wrong again. It can be done. A lot of times why we can't get stuff done is it's called excuses. I've made excuses all day. My phone has been blowing up. Instead of me turning off my phone and focusing on doing video editing, the stuff that I hate to do, and get stuff done, I got 0 video editing done today. And I'm not going to get it done tomorrow. I haven't put out a video other than these lives this week. And have I seen it in my numbers? Yes, they went down because I haven't done videos. I'm supposed to be doing one video on here, and then I'm supposed to be doing 2 videos on my pressure washing channel. I ain't gotten any out this week. Why? Because I procrastinated. Why? Because I've let other things happen. So has other things happened to me? Yes. I'm trying to rent out my rental house. And so I've had to go over there and do stuff called manual labor. And manual labor sucks. I'm just going to tell you, painting sucks. I painted the basement walls, and by the time I was done, I couldn't move hardly. I couldn't get out of bed first thing this morning because my back was hurting me. Everything on my whole body was aching. And so it is just, man, painting sucks in it as general. So again, it is something that you, now, am I making excuses? Yes, I'm making excuses. What happens when we make excuses? Things don't get done. Marketing don't get done. Bidding don't get done. Things don't get done when we make excuses. And so I made, so tomorrow I'm not going to, so this week is shot. There's no videos going out, nothing. Now, I got a podcast that's supposed to go out on Tuesday, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that every Tuesday a podcast will be coming out. There will be a podcast every Tuesday. Whatever I got to do, hell, high water, I will have it every Tuesday. And so, you just can't make excuses. If you make excuses, it does everybody no good. Does your liability insurance cover some type of short electrical short that may not ultimately be the Christmas lights? And so that is where you got to make sure you go to your insurance company and let them know, and they should be able to add it to it, not that expensive, and add it to your rider, so then that way that it will get added to it. Can I hang lights in a tree that the power line's running to my house through? Be careful, just in case some of those wires might be nicked. I always try to tell my guys, I did a tree last year, and once I got to that point and up, I didn't do them on that side. I just did a 3/4 wrap all the way up and stayed away from those lines. That way I didn't want to get shocked. And I don't want you to get shocked. You really should stay away from those lines 6 feet. There's a guy that lived next to my grandma. He was a kid. His name is David Burkhart. And he went out to the outside, and he decided to put a bunch of tent poles together, and he stuck them all up in the air, and he hit one wire. That wire shocked him, killed him. He fell back. He hit the other wire. It shocked him again, brought him back. His soles were burnt into the ground underneath of his soles of the shoes was burnt. And so, don't touch electric is what the line is. He was young. He was like 12 or 13 years old, I believe, 12, 13, 14 years old. And you'll never guess what his job is now. He owns his own electrical company. Guyman Burkhart Electric. And so it can happen, dude. I mean, be careful around that stuff. Don't, always stay 3 to 6 feet away from those lines. You never know, one could be nicked. I know a fireman that died because he touched a cable line. The cable line got energized like a half a mile or a mile down the road, where the power hit that cable line and energized that. And when he touched that electric line or the cable line, it killed him. And so be careful around electric wires. It's no joke. You will get shocked. You will die from it. And I don't want that to happen to you. It's not worth putting Christmas lights in a tree to die from the electric from it. So just be careful when we're doing that stuff. No, I am not his business partner. It's my cousin's business. It's my cousin's business on my dad's side. So they have their whole family in that. My dad's brother has 11 kids, 12 kids. And so all they work in it, and a bunch of the grandkids work in it. And they said the other day that just my uncle and all his grandkids and great grandkids, there's 54 of them just in that one side there. So, but well, I'm not going to keep everybody on here forever. Um, Definitely check out tonight at 9. I'm going to have Donovan on. He's going to be right here, and he's going to talk about Christmas light business and starting a Christmas light business from a gutter cleaning business and how it can be very profitable. Again, this is his third year into it, and it is his third year into business, and he's killing it. Six-figure quote, closed $10,000 job. The job we're working on at the in-person training is a $15,000 job. So you will get to learn how to do Christmas lights. It's next weekend. If you only want to do Christmas lights, that's the Sunday. You don't have to do both days, but that is only Sunday. I had problems with timers on half my jobs. Any advice on those? Where are you? Let's see. I'm trying to see where you're from. Where are you from? South Shore. So obviously, we want to make sure that um, they're out of the rain. We want to make sure they're away from the house if we can. If it's a vinyl house, if it's a brick house, usually they're going to be all right. Obviously, we want to. I always use the photo cell ones, the ones with the timer. I never had much luck of them lasting forever, and so I would do that. But timers is the failure spot. That's going to be the most Massachusetts. That's going to be that is the biggest problem area is your timers. And so, if you have a callback, most of the time it's going to be a timer issue. A lot of time it's going to be a timer issue. So obviously we want to try to keep them out of the weather. And even if I can't, like if I have a porch like this porch here, let's see, this porch here, I couldn't put a timer anywhere on this porch because it lights up so much. And so a lot of times what I'll try to do is shove it under bushes, stuff like that. So then that way those bushes will, keep them out of the snow. That way if the snow starts melting them into water, that's when you're going to have issues with that timer. And so that is what I would do to try to do it. So I would throw them under the bush if it's out there, or keep it close to the house where the snow is not going to get to it, or the rain and stuff. So if I can keep it up on the porch, I like it up on the porch. So that way, it keeps it out of the weather. But I understand not every time we can put it up on the porch, especially if it's a photo cell. If it's a photo cell timer, because if it's a photo cell, that means when the lights are come on, it could actually trip it and go back off. And so those are some things you got to look at timers. Again, you can get the digital ones that you set, but even then, again, you're talking electronics, you're talking weather, you're talking outdoors. So there's a lot of factors that can cause that to go wrong, for them timers to go bad. And so that is the weak area of the Christmas light system. These C9s, you very seldom you get called back for C9s. Very seldom. Minis, that's when you get called back. The minis can be an issue, but the C9s, I never had an issue with them. Very rarely do I have an issue with them. And basically, what a bulb might be, usually what happens is you go and the bulb would be, you just turn that bulb just a little turn and it's right back on. It's just a bad contact in there, and the bulb was good. And so, it is one of those things that I would just, timers just suck. It don't matter if you buy the $10 timer or the $50 timers. They just suck. Subcontracting thoughts. I think that if you can find I don't know, that can be tough. Like if you, honestly, what I would really look for if I was going to subcontract to somebody, I would look for a company that does like roofing, that they're already used to subcontracting. Like a lot of your roofers, especially the people of Hispanics, Mexicans, like I got my roof done and basically he subcontract out to them. If you could find a group of those guys like that are on the roof, no problem. They could learn really fast. You could really, that's where I would look at. Not to say that's going to be easy to find, but that's where I would look at, because a lot of times they have insurance and everything already for the for that. So, something like along those lines, that's probably what I would look at right there. Um, just because I have a unique, I can't talk tonight. I have a unique solution for labor. We will talk about it at 9. Awesome. Awesome. 9 o'clock. pressurewashhelp.com/YouTube. Make sure you're there. With Donovan, we are going to talk a lot about Christmas lights and how to add it to your business. And last year, his average job was $1,700. 1700 average ticket. So it is very doable and you can do it. Again, you can do this. I promise you, you can do this. It is it's very profitable. You can make a lot of money doing it. It's a great thing to keep your guys busy during the wintertime. I just talked to Jason Murphy out of Louisville. He started 3 years ago, and he said he's probably going to do $175,000 this year. He may do more than that because he was asking me how to do a whole city and how to bid it. And so I'm sure that's probably going to be close to that six-figure line. So it's definitely something that you can do and go out there and make money and be successful. Again, if you want to go check out the Christmas lights training, it is going to be my last in-person training this year, unless somebody decides to do a one-on-one, and I haven't put that out there, but you can go check that out. The other thing is if you want 30 days into my membership, go check out pressure or christmaslightshelp.com/free, and you get 30 days free in there. And it's, the community side of things. So go check that out. I'm going to jump off here. I'll be back on here at 9 o'clock with Donovan at the Christmas lights, or at pressurewashhelp.com/YouTube. If you're not subscribed there, if you're not subscribed here, please subscribe. I appreciate it. But I'll see you then.